Episode 1, The Mix of Good and Bad Surprises. "Hello, Golden Griffin Convenience Store," answered Max Richardson, picking up the store phone. A hurried voice requested, "I need a box of condoms and 2 packs of tissues delivered to room 1302 at the Oakwood Riverside Hotel. Quick!" The line went dead. Max shook his head. People always seemed unprepared. He grabbed the items, put on a raincoat, and hopped onto his electric scooter, heading towards the Oakwood Hotel on the north side of the river. It was 9 p.m., and the rain was pouring down hard. Soon, Max's pants and shoes were soaked and covered in mud, but he pressed on, determined to make the delivery. Thankfully, the items Max was delivering were still dry. He wasted no time and quickly made his way to the hotel. Upon reaching room 1302, he knocked and the door swung open immediately. "Hello? Your delivery?" Max stopped mid-sentence, shock washing over him. The woman in front of him was his girlfriend, Sarah, wearing a white robe, her long, dark hair wet and falling over her shoulders. The smell of shower gel and shampoo was strong in the air. "Sarah, what are you doing here?" he asked, disbelief etched on his face. "What are you doing here?" Sarah echoed, equally surprised and confused. Sarah's heart raced as she instinctively stepped back. Her mind went blank, then whirled with confusion. "What's wrong?" she asked, voice trembling. Suddenly, another man appeared at the door, clad in a robe and slippers. Max recognized him immediately. It was Chris, someone he knew. "You! How could you?" Max's voice was thick with anger as he stepped towards Chris, ready to confront him. "Stop!" Sarah intervened, stepping between the two men. She had regained a semblance of control after the initial shock, her eyes darting between Max and Chris. With the truth out, Sarah faced Max squarely. "Max, we need to break up," she said bluntly. "Break up?" Max replied, stunned. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. "Sarah, we've been together for over a year. You're breaking up with me now?" "Yes, it's over. We need to go our separate ways," she declared, maintaining eye contact and speaking with evident bitterness. "Are you surprised? Max, you're always struggling financially. We can barely afford basic things. We never have anything nice. I'm tired of being ridiculed because of you." "I want a different life," Sarah said harshly. Her words cut deep. "I'm too good to be living like this. I was naive in my freshman year, and I got tricked into being with a loser like you," Sarah said coldly as she moved closer to Chris. "Chris is my boyfriend now," she announced, holding onto Chris's arm. "I don't want anything more to do with you. Don't contact me again," she added firmly. Chris looked at Max with a smug smile. "Looks like you're just her worthless ex now," he taunted. Max, standing there drenched in his raincoat, mud staining his pants and shoes, felt a wave of despair. He felt defeated, like everything Sarah said was true. With a smirk, Chris took the plastic bag from Max's hand and pulled out the box of condoms. Chris waved the condoms at Max, laughing mockingly. "Here I am, staying in a luxury hotel, and my girlfriend's ex is delivering condoms to me. And look at you, all alone! You've been a great help," he jeered. "Why are you still standing here?" Sarah chided Max. "I'm glad you haven't left yet. Maybe you want to see Chris teach you a lesson? A woman gets what she wants." Chris sneered, his eyes gleaming with malice. Feeling completely crushed, Max slowly turned and left the room. "Not even taking the money, huh? Great! I got a girlfriend and a bonus!" Chris called out after him, clearly enjoying Max's defeated stance as he shut the door behind him. Outside, Max's feelings of humiliation and defeat were overwhelming as he walked away, leaving behind a situation he never imagined he would find himself in. As Max left the hotel, the rain intensified, pelting down harder than before. He removed his raincoat, letting the cool rain soak him thoroughly, hoping it would help clear his mind. Sarah had left him, thinking he was broke. He should have felt relieved to be rid of someone so materialistic. But instead, he felt a pang of sadness. Why did it hurt so much? Just then, his phone vibrated. Pulling it out, Max's heart skipped a beat as he recognized the number. Trembling, he read the message. It was from the Richardson family's legal team. The message read, "After thorough consideration, the Richardson family has decided that their son, Maxwell, has fulfilled the necessary conditions for his inheritance. Effective immediately, control of your estate is reinstated," the message continued. Large raindrops splattered against the phone screen, blurring the words. Max's mind whirled with disbelief and shock. If not for this message, he would have nearly forgotten his true identity as an heir to immense wealth. For the past 7 years, his family had been testing him, withholding his inheritance until he met their stringent criteria. But now, it was all over. The wealth, the status, and the opportunities that were rightfully his were now within his grasp. As he stood in the rain, a new sense of possibility began to take hold, overshadowing the pain of the evening's events. Max's life was about to change dramatically. Max woke up early the next morning, feeling rejuvenated, and drove into the city. He was in a fantastic mood as he parked his car near the Grand Capital Bank, located in the wealthiest district of New York's bustling business center. Luxury cars were parked all around, and the people moving in and out of the area exuded wealth, evident in their expensive clothes and confident demeanor. Max walked up to the bank's door and pushed it open, a bit too hastily. Unfortunately, the door swung both ways, and he accidentally bumped into a long-haired young woman who was exiting. "Ouch!" she exclaimed. Realizing his mistake, Max quickly apologized. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you." Max quickly said, "Sorry, I didn't see you there." The woman, clearly irritated, responded, "What do you mean you didn't see me? Am I invisible?" She held her forehead, glaring at Max. Just then, the bank's assistant manager, Lisa Thompson, noticed the commotion and approached them swiftly. She first made sure the woman was okay, then turned her attention to Max, her expression one of disapproval. A hint of suspicion crossed her face as she took in his appearance. Grand Capital Bank catered to a clientele that was predominantly composed of high-end business people. Lisa recognized the woman as a regular visitor accompanied by her father, but was unsure of Max's reasons for being there. His presence seemed out of place in the bank's usual atmosphere. Lisa Thompson observed Max, noting that his appearance and young age didn't match their typical clientele. "Sir, may I help you with something?" she asked, her smile polite, yet somewhat forced. "I'm here to withdraw money," Max replied straightforwardly. "To withdraw money?" The woman who had been hit by the door scoffed, looking at him skeptically. "Do you have a card with our bank?" Lisa continued, maintaining her professional demeanor. At Grand Capital Bank, owning a bank card meant having at least 1,000 sond in savings, a hefty requirement. Lisa was almost certain Max didn't meet this criterion, assuming he was unaware of their exclusive banking policies. Maybe he thought other bank cards were accepted here. But Max simply shook his head, indicating he didn't have a card. The woman Max had accidentally bumped into couldn't suppress a giggle upon hearing his answer. She deemed him unworthy of further attention. "Let's go," she said to her father, who had approached, still organizing his documents. "We're leaving now," she informed Lisa Thompson, shaking her hand. Then she glanced at Max with a look of disdain. "Miss Thompson, having individuals like him in the bank could harm its reputation and upset your elite clientele. Please ensure this doesn't happen again." With a final dismissive look, she took her father's arm and they headed for the door. "Goodbye, Mr. Scott," Lisa said, stepping out a few paces to watch them get into their luxury car and drive away. Lisa Thompson turned to head back inside the bank, determined to politely ask Max to leave. However, she was met with an empty spot where Max had just been standing. Where did he go? She pondered, half expecting that he had left, perhaps embarrassed by the situation. She felt a sense of relief at this possibility. But just as she was about to return to her duties, something caught her eye. "There he is," she muttered to herself. Max had already made his way to the entrance of the VIP lounge, a place usually reserved for their most affluent clients. A large pillar had momentarily obstructed her view of him. Surprised and slightly confused, Lisa quickened her pace towards the VIP lounge, wondering how Max, who seemingly didn't have a card, had managed to get so far into the exclusive area of the bank. The VIP room at Grand Capital Bank was a sanctuary for the extremely wealthy, reserved for customers with assets of at least $30,000. Max, having no bank card, should not have been anywhere near it. Lisa Thompson knew that if she allowed him access, she would face serious repercussions from her superiors. Feeling a mix of urgency and desperation, Lisa called out, "Stop! Don't move!" Her voice echoed across the bank lobby, drawing disapproving looks from the other patrons. She could only offer a brief apologetic smile as she hurried towards where Max had been. But to her astonishment, Max had already made his way through the lounge. Lisa reached just in time to see him open the VIP room door and step inside, leaving her and the other onlookers in a state of disbelief.